And welcome back to our 4-week New Zealand road trip in 2 rental motorhomes. And coming up...
This is what I came for.
And it all got a bit too much for Stu.
Where are you, Jane? Can't see you.
We then have Seagull Gate played right out in front of us.
Oh my God!
Now, we left you in the last episode having spent some time in the Abel Tasman National Park at the beach that simply took our breath away. And we leave the campsite driving back up the trackway leading to the site. And eventually we reach where the rough track meets the road. And today we continue to track north to a campsite that we've booked in the town of Collingwood, which is in the northernmost tip of South Island. This so far has been a picturesque part of South Island, and it really excites us for the rest of the trip. And as always, a quick stop off for a cuppa by a river is always needed. Please think about supporting the channel by liking and subscribing, as it's free, and it means that we will appear in your favourites so you don't miss an episode. And what a great way to see New Zealand, at least in the good weather. And at this lunch stop, Stu comes face to face with mussels that he has never seen the size of before in his life.
This is what I came for.
They're green.
No, I think you came for the birds.
And it's all washed down with a cheeky drink. And we take the opportunity to top up with fuel so we don't get caught out just outside Collingwood before reaching the campsite. And again, what a great couple of pictures we have.
You want to be come side in?
And indeed, parking side in is the way forward here.
Where are you, Jane? Can't see you. I can't see you, Jane. I can't see you.
The site is unusually right in the middle of the town, and it has all the usual facilities that allows us to catch up on laundry, emergency rubbish and some great showers. In the distance is the mountains that are the northernmost part of the South Island, and beyond them is Cape Farewell, which unfortunately we don't have time to visit. Plenty of local fishermen are out, and a great place to lose yourself in a book. We then have Seagull Gate played right out in front of us. 2 motorhomes were fishing on the small beach in front of us when a seagull flew straight into their lines. And as you can see, the family banter we have is allowed to be communicated to our neighbours.
Like to liberate a seagull.
2 and 4 to watch. He'll get a big cheer when he sets it free.
You got it wound right up.
You want any herbs? Oh, he's right tangled around.
Hey, where you go? Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
Well done.
Well done, guys. One small step for man.
Well, a good outcome for the seagull, and it looks like his mates decided to keep a safer distance from us. And it all got a bit too much for Stu. And a quick oven tray bake for tea goes down really well. And then we have a walk into the town to check out the bars and the nightlife as the sun sets. Now this bus takes you on excursions to Cape Farewell and Spit.
Right?
I'm alright, you alright?
Alright.
And our tour continues today. And we're heading first to St Arnaud, that has an iconic view. And this little jetty is where many photographs have been taken. Oh my God! And my nemesis of eels swim below the jetty, so I don't think I'll be paddling here. And it looks like there's a lot of boat trips that can be taken across Lake Rotoiti. And everyone wants a unique picture. But Stu, unfortunately, just wouldn't take one for the team. And on to a freedom campsite at Maruia Falls, where we spent a great afternoon to the following morning.
Good morning. We camped at, I think it's Maruia Falls, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So it's a dock freedom camp. It's not managed, basically they allow you to stop. I think you can stop to 4 nights actually, which was really good. We were the first 2 vans to be here. There's obviously people coming to see the falls. But by the end of the night there's probably about 10 or 12 vans, cars, people staying overnight. There is a toilet there, a long drop toilet. So that's great, you know, it's just the way it works out. So that was a free camp night. There's loads of these about you can use. Sometimes you have to get there a bit early, especially on the prime site ones, I would say. Obviously it looks over the falls, which is a fantastic view.
Unfortunately, there's been many deaths at these falls, so do not be tempted to ever take a quick dip.
Apparently the falls are normally across, the water comes across the whole part of the falls. It's only the central part at the moment, which is a bit weird because they've had some really bad weather on the North Island. They've got a cyclone hitting there in the next 2 days in the North Island. Fortunately we're in the South Island, so that's not going to, I don't think it'll affect us by the looks of it. But they're in for 48 hours of pretty bad weather, and they're battening down the hatches in Auckland at the moment with all sorts of warnings from the government. We are going back to the North Island in a couple of weeks' time, so hopefully the devastation won't be too bad for them. but it's a fantastic site. We're continuing down the west side of the South Island.
We're now starting to head down to the West Coast route, where we mainly use Highway 6 as that's the main road. And we're travelling into an area that has a brief period of history in mining uranium in the 1950s. In this Buller Gorge, two prospectors, Frederick Cassin and Charles Jacobson, in November 1955 discovered uranium. It is said that they'd finished their day's work with a few drinks in the local Berlin's hotel. And on the drive home they stopped to relieve themselves at the side of the road next to Batty Creek. Here, Jacobson put the Geiger counter on the rock face, and the counter ticked wildly, and the needle went off the scale. However, it turned out strong seams were not as abundant as it was hoped. And we have a quick brunch at Berlin's Cafe, which I think is close to where the hotel was from the research that we did. We then take a picturesque drive through the Buller Gorge. The gorge ends at Westport, where we stop to get some provisions at New World Supermarket. And the next stop is Cape Foulwind Lighthouse, just outside Westport, and it gives us a chance to stretch our legs. The original lighthouse back in 1876 was a wooden structure, but fortunately due to rotting it was replaced with the current lighthouse in 1926. We then drive just around the corner as we identify a location called Turanga Bay, where there may be a seal colony. That island is called Wall Island. A nice little walk around the headland and we managed to pick out the odd seal.
Well, there's one in the water. See what he's put these things up.
Yeah.
But then, peering through the bushes, we seem to come across a young seal's kindergarten play area.
Yeah, so that was another long day coming
to our final campsite for the evening, which was at Punakaiki, I think that's how you pronounce it. There was a beach there, so we'd done quite a bit that day, a lot of travelling around, getting provisions as well, and also we did a walk to the lighthouse. So we get there again late afternoon. We'd already booked in, so we had 2 pitches anyway, which was good. Again, it was fairly full. I remember, if I remember right, that campsite.
Only just out of season though.
Yeah, it was just out of season.
Yeah.
I think that was it. There was still people travelling around, people having the time off, and etc. And again, we went on the beach, a lovely beach. But it was just one of those evenings, wasn't it? We obviously played around in the surf and the sea, and it was the first time we had a bit of a paddle really in the sea and that, which was nice. We had a barbecue that evening, and then after the barbecue we went out onto the beach and but everyone was you felt you was on your own, but you weren't. You suddenly turned
you
to
were
left
having
and
a
right.
moment, and then you realised that another 150 people around you
beach.
were having the same moment. But it was nice to share that moment.
Yeah, and it was just one of those, and I've not seen sunsets like this, I'll be honest with you. Travelling there was a different colour to the sunsets and the light and that, and with the light coming down and the sun dropping the sky, which dropped really fast and that, suddenly all the different colours arose as there, and we just sat there just in the moment really, weren't we? And then the sun disappeared, and then you get a different glow to the horizon and that. So again, it was a nice place to go to. Punakaiki was a nice little campsite there, so definitely recommend it.
Well, we'll leave it there for now, where we eventually turn in for the night, wondering what tomorrow may bring.
And coming up in the next episode, we drive up one of New Zealand's famous passes, where we come face to face with an iconic New Zealand bird before discovering blue glacial waters.